Hello there, my beautiful collective signs. Sorry for the lighting in this video. It's kind of hard to get a good angle in this room, but I am Rachel with Dark Knight Coaching, and today's video is going to be a traditional Celtic cross spread that I pull, which is about 10 tarot cards where I go over the energy, what's going on, and things you can do to help you shift and elevate yourself on the spiritual journey. Now, if something in this video resonates, I ask that you smash that like button. It helps my channel grow, and I greatly appreciate it. If you feel guided, please subscribe. And yeah, let's go ahead. I'm just going to dive right into tarot, and then I will pull a bunch of oracle cards at the end of this message to kind of see what other messages your guides, your higher self have for you on your journey here. So the first card I see was the Seven of Wands. So this is a card that's all about standing up for your belief systems, your values, your morals, your ethics, those sorts of things. And what was crossing you or challenging you or is currently challenging you at this time is the moon. So there's an illusion. There's something you don't see. I do feel like this is a person that's being deceitful, because before I get on the recording here, collective, I tap into your energy using music. So the song that I was guided to listen to was called Sacrifice by Black Atlas. I've never heard that song before. It just kind of populated on my list as songs usually do when they're guided messages for me. And I really listened to the lyrics, and I was like, oh wow, like, you know, I've been through a relationship like that where it's like you're with someone who you know is like not good for you, but you're almost lost in this delusional future faking state of like seeing them for everything that they're telling you they're going to do, and it never actually comes to fruition. So it's like that person might be all talk, and they're really good at putting a vision in your head, but never actually like getting off the pot, you know what I'm saying? So it's like there's a lot of lip service that was happening, and I feel like you might have called him out on it, honestly, because you have in your foundation here, you have the Victory card, the Six of Wands, clarified by the Three of Wands. So it's like you might have called their bluff, and you were really waiting for them to make a move or do whatever they said that they were going to do, which is the Three of Wands, a waiting card. You were waiting, and they never did, and you're like, well, there it goes. Like, you lost your shot, bud, or woman, you know, and like I feel like you kind of just let it kind of end as it should have. But in the past, you have a Page of Pentacles, which is like a new, I think of this card as like a new seed, a new opportunity for growth. So what you've done with this seed is totally up to you. This might be like a seed of potential of like self-help, self-growth, self-awareness, trying to really put effort into yourself instead of into relationships that are one-sided. When we get lost in relationships that are one-sided, it's usually because we're viewing love as limerence. And those are two-way different things. So limerence and love can be twisted and kind of look very similar when you've been through a series of toxic relationships, or you've had a lot of trauma in your life. And we all have trauma in our lives. That's just part of the nature of the experience of being human. We all have mother wounds. We all have father wounds. We all have, things that trigger us. And that's, I feel like at this time, or in the recent past, Spirit has given you an opportunity to start something new. And that could be, a hobby or a friendship or something else that's going to kind of distract or take over this this person that's moving out of your life. Now, in your current vibe, you also have the Five of Swords and the Three of Cups. So maybe you're trapped in your head thinking somebody was in a third party type of situation. Maybe you were like all up in your head about it, like, what am I going to do? What if this person's cheating on me? Blah, blah, blah. Like, like going crazy for it. So what if they do? I mean, yeah, does it hurt? Absolutely. But anyone that's worth their weight is not going to be a liar or a manipulator or a gaslighter. And if they are, chances are they haven't healed whatever wounds that's being triggered by them feeling the need to go and be deceitful or be betraying someone else. So that is a testament and a reflection of them. And don't let that dampen your own parade, even though it does hurt especially after you've invested some time or effort into a relationship that was based on lies or deception. Make sure you're going out and celebrating yourself for seeing someone for who they are, because I feel like a lot of the times we go through these breakups and relationships and we never really like congratulate ourselves for moving on and moving past it. And a lot of people just kind of like, oh, that sucks, you broke up. But it doesn't, because if it was good, you would have stayed. Or, if it was honest and true and authentic, you would have maybe remained friends or something like that. So in your near future here, you have the Four of Pentacles. This is you just being a bit reserved because you've been through a lot of chaos and turmoil and trauma, and you're just like tired. You're really just like having firm boundaries now, and your subconscious energy, what's going on underneath behind the scenes, is like you're tired. You're tired of fighting. You're tired of trauma and drama, and it seemed to follow you. That probably is a karmic thing, because a lot of the last few months, especially honestly even the last year and a half, has been a lot of like karma clearing, which is tied to your south node, so you might want to check that out. But you have in your subconscious Six of Wands. That's sailing from choppy waters into calmer seas. Now, what's in your control in this situation? Not a whole lot. That's what I'm like. There's not a whole lot. I'll just be honest here. There's not much in your control. People say like you can change your fate. Maybe you can change your destiny. Well, if it's destiny, you can't really change it. If it's fate, you have a little bit of wiggle room-ish, but not much. And I feel like this is divinely guided, because the Wheel of Fortune, whenever I see this card, some people think it's luck. I think it's divine guidance. And I think you're right where you're meant to be, even if it feels uncomfortable. It's just part of what your soul agreed to, and part of what your life path is supposed to be. I think based on mostly past life loves, past life connections, and karma tied to those sorts of things. Now, how do people see you, collective? The Hanged Man here is like you are getting enlightened. You are seeing things differently and clearly. And I do feel like you're having some revelations and things like that. So I think people are seeing you differently, which is good, because you don't want them to see the same when you've done growth and change. You want them to see the progress that you've made. Now, in your hopes and fears, you have the Ten of Cups. So you're hopeful for love, you're wanting love, but you want the whole package. You want the whole enchilada, you want everything. And maybe that makes you a little fearful because of the past pain you've been through. But when you practice self-love and self-care and those sorts of things, and you get out of like a mindset of like, what would I do without that person? Then you can really find and attract someone who doesn't need you, they want you. And then it's a relationship that's healthy and not based on like codependency or toxic patterns or abandonment issues or those sorts of things. It's basically a very securely attached relationship. And then in your outcome here, you have the Eight of Pentacles. This is about elbow grease. This can be tied to this Page of Pentacles, where you're putting in effort and time for something new that you're trying. I'm not sure exactly, but this can also be you're putting in the work on yourself, self-love, self-healing, everything, just like really throwing it into yourself, your mental health, your emotional checking, physical health, changing that whole lifestyle. That's what that means to me. So it's like a major chapter for you, major shifts, lots of movement, and the number 8 might be very significant for some reason. But yeah, that's what I have for you when it comes to tarot. So if that helps, please smash the like button. It helps my channel grow. If you are interested in a personalized tarot session, please feel free to reach out to me. I am going to pull a bunch more oracle cards and see what Spirit has for you. Or really what you have for you, because it's your energy. I'm just kind of tapping into the collective energy, and it's really for whoever is guided to watch this. Now, you have the box. Maybe you've always thought and colored inside the lines, but right now, Spirit really wants you to color outside the lines. So don't do what's expected. Do what your heart guides you towards. And sometimes we might be met with like social rejection. But like at the end of the day, there's so many people, like who cares? Like that's kind of my motto. Like who cares? What does it matter? That's what I keep saying to my friends. I'm like, who cares? What does it matter? Like what if they think you're crazy? You are crazy. Everyone's crazy. This whole world is insane. So, be the weirdo. Think outside the box. Color outside the lines. That's what we're here for. I keep thinking of that song. Who's it by? Shine Down, maybe. A Symptom of Being Human. That's a great song. I love that song. Now, the new moon in Scorpio says work through your fears. There's something happening in Scorpio time frame, which is now. So there's just shifting that's happening for you. And maybe you're fearful of like letting someone go. And what are you going to do without them? Or how can you imagine life without them? But we do all move on. And you know, it's not always a great experience, but it is like necessary, because you can't be codependent with someone, because we all at the end of the day have the same result. We all end up in the same exact place. You know, that's the only thing we have in common really is death. And I do feel like being able to stand on your own 2 feet is vital, because people aren't always there when you expect them to be, and that's unpredictable for the most part. Now, if you have been feeling abandoned, I do feel like you have to trust that it's happening for purpose and for reason, because you have the abandoned card here. So like people leave your life when they can't match your level. And if you've elevated, you're going to be probably pretty lonely. There's a song also that's called like Lonely at the Top. That's a good song. I can't think of the title of it though. But it basically is pretty lonely at the top when you're vibrating higher than everyone else. But it's like it's a test of your will as well. So it's like you have to trust that you are being divinely guided, that you are on the right path. Now it says you have a strong connection to your soul's loving voice and have faith in your intuition. So I do feel like you know innately that this is the way that you're supposed to go, because a lot of times you won't change if you think it's wrong to do. But your third eye intuition card says identify. So what's your gut telling you right now? Are you covering old territory here, or is your gut telling you something new? So make sure you're not harping or looking too much so into the past, and that you're focused on your future, because there's positive things coming. So this one says my future is full of light. And you have the Elephant card. I think of memories with this card. Memories are kind of a good thing and a bad thing, because memories are like we can glimpse into the past, but we can't stare at it. Otherwise we stare at it, we lose our trajectory when the way that we're headed on the road moving forward. So Elephant says, the Elephant card says, use your sense of empathy to iron out differences in your family or in your personal and professional relationships. Now, sometimes empathy cannot solve everything, so take that with a grain of salt. And then the next card you have is tied to your solar plexus. This is actually tied to your empathetic and narcissistic centers. So you might need to hone or find a fine balance there, because the yellow is symbolic of that spot. Now, this prayer card to me is more so a manifestation card. That's how I view it. So it's like, what do you want for your future? Is life just giving you lemons, or are you going to make lemonade, or are you just going to like taste the bittersweet sourness in your mouth and not make anything out of it? Free will. That's what we all have. Now, the last card I have for you, collective, is number 45, gathering. This may mean an external gathering or investing with other people in a common purpose, or an internal one. You are integrating your many roles and strengths. Explore shared roots, perhaps seeing people for guidance to align your efforts with your purpose, and understand mundane daily activities as part of your larger story. What is asked of you, and what are you investing in? So if life feels rather boring, I feel like that's like this lemons card. Like you're just kind of like down and out and like not having great luck. Spirit is saying like relish in the small things, relish in the little things. Sometimes that's very challenging when life keeps throwing us curveballs or unexpected hiccups, but that is kind of the name of the game. It's a mind game, and sometimes it's really rough, and sometimes it's very easy. So it's just like any other game you play. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. At the end of the day, does it really matter if you won or if you lost? You know, it's about the experience and the journey. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If this video helped, again, please smash the like button. It helps my channel grow, and I will see you next time.